They've been going great. Senator's been giving me a lot of good advice. I'm looking forward to a hearing. Folks have been very supportive. They've been saying we're going to get a fair process. So it's a great day of momentum for the Trump-Vance administration.
Are you confident you can get confirmed by the Senate? Do you feel like
it was a great day?
I don't think there's any way he could get confirmed if this is accurate. And I will tell you, I will say Matt, when he's been confronted about this, has denied it over and over and over again. If it turns out that Matt Gaetz was lying, you're going to see a lot of opinions change on this. It is extremely concerning. It was already a hard push to get Matt confirmed to begin with. This will make things very difficult if it comes out that it's actually true.
That is Republican Senator Mark Wayne Mullen reacting to a New York Times report that details a trail of payments from Matt Gaetz to various women. Gaetz, as you saw there in the clip, was on Capitol Hill yesterday attempting to win support for his nomination for Attorney General. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Joe. It is Thursday, November 21st, with Joe and me this morning, the host of Way Too Early, as always, and White House Bureau Chief of Politico, Jonathan Lemire.
He's very good at his job.
Outstanding.
Oh, he's really
Thanks, guys.
Outstanding.
He's great.
Day in, day out.
I'm going to use you as references.
That's right.
He is, you know, I've had some people say he's the Cal Ripken of early morning television.
No question.
Just every day shows up. No. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
I lose my range eventually, though. I have to slide to third base.
Willie had some more important introductions. I'm sorry.
Let's finish Jordan's here.
Whoa!
Elise, you love Elise. She's the former aide to the George W. Bush, White House and State Department, President Emeritus of the Council on Foreign Relations, the great Richard Haas. He's the author of the weekly newsletter Home and Away, available on Substack, and congressional investigations reporter for the Washington Post, Jackie Alamany, with a lot to talk to Jackie about.
We have a ton to talk about. You know, there's a lot to look at in the papers really quickly. The Wall Street Journal editorial page, you know, it's the Republicans in the House may be trying to keep this from the Republicans in the Senate. And let's just make sure we say here, this isn't a Democrat versus Republican thing. This is an intramural battle between House Republicans, some House Republicans. Okay, maybe one or two House Republicans, because the rest want this report out, and the Senate. And the Wall Street Journal editorial page says the Senate has every right to demand to see the report on Mr. Gaetz before confirming his nomination as President-elect Trump's next Attorney General, even without the House report. The Senate could call the same witnesses to testify, and they will. And as Senator John Cornyn suggested this week, in order to do our job, we need to get access to all the information, but also to protect the president against any surprises that might damage his administration. Again, this isn't just about the Justice Department. This isn't just about America. Selfishly, it should be for Donald Trump as well, because this will be a disaster. And as the Wall Street Journal, it is a disaster. As the Wall Street Journal editorial page says, the Senate would be justified in sticking to that line, whatever the political pressures that Mr. Trump might bring to bear for a speedy confirmation on Gaetz. And Willie, the news just keeps coming out. I mean, again, you got so many layers of problems here. He's not qualified. Nobody thinks he's qualified. Everybody's going, well, let's see this report before we... Everybody knows he's not qualified for this job. Everybody knows he doesn't play well with others. The House Republican members can't stand him. I think Ari Melber has some clips we're going to play later on about all the nasty things he said about Republican senators. Then on top of that, you have sworn testimony that he had sex with a 17-year-old girl at a drug-fueled orgy under oath. These people would be sent to jail if they were lying. And just, one after another. I can see by the way you're looking right now that Alex is saying, why doesn't Joe let him read the story?
No.
We're going
to find you the Ari Melber clip. We're going to do that later because he did put together a compilation.
But anyway, you know, the thing is, like, people are going, well, we're still going to get this, that, and other before we talk. I love the intro of what the senator said. Well, if these allegations are true, then he can't. He knows they're true. He knows they're true.
And
everybody knows they're true based on sworn testimony where people would have been sent to jail if they were lying.
Senator Mullen, who you just heard from there, he is the one who famously said that Matt Gaetz would describe how he would crush up ED medication and chase it with power drinks so he could, have a longer evening. So these guys, these are
Richard, that doesn't happen in
Good morning, America.
Does CFR have drug-fueled
Forgive me.
beverages?
I wandered down that path and realized there was no turning back. But that's what he said. But again, as you say, these are Republicans, John, who do not miss a chance to find a microphone to criticize Matt Gaetz. It's personal on many levels, but also, in this case, they're saying this report is crushing. This report would eliminate if one or two details in the report were true, this would end anyone else's nomination or potential nomination. So we will see how much more capital Donald Trump wants to spend. Again, he's pushing these. How far can I push these guys and these women in the Republican Party? And at the moment, on Matt Gaetz at least, they seem to be saying Matt Gaetz is the line for us.
Yeah, even before this nomination, it was well known in the House and Senate just how much fellow Republicans despised Matt Gaetz. And in a process like this, you need some friends. He doesn't really have any. J.D. Vance did take him around the Hill yesterday. They had some meetings with senators, but they were notably non-committal to his nomination. And you're right. I mean, Trump is trying to push this, and he's got a number of controversial picks, but it seems like the Senate is standing up against this one. Now, as we'll get into, the House Ethics Committee, Republicans on the committee voted to block the release of this report yesterday, but there is a widely held belief it will see the light of day. And we heard from the Senate yesterday, including from Republicans in the Senate, saying we need to see that. So that report will emerge. But even were it not, there is serious questions about his qualifications, serious questions about his character, and Trump is trying to push his allies as far as he can in the upper chamber here, but we're seeing some real resistance here. I'm told for last night that Gaetz' nomination deeply in doubt.
Well, and again, the Wall Street Journal editorial page brings up a great point. Even if they don't release it in the House, it gets worse for him because they bring the witnesses live to Capitol Hill. So this meltdown, can occur on live television with live witnesses. Nobody should want that to happen in the Trump administration. And I doubt the AG nominee would want that to happen. I'm not exactly sure what this stance is. Like, if they're going to try a recess appointment and start a constitutional crisis, they go that way. But why trot this around? This ends badly any way you cut it.
I think we also are just missing what this is about at the end of the day. You had a full field FBI background investigation. When I had one and they're going back to your hometown and talking to the preacher and checking with everyone, it's not because they care about your morality. They care about if your morality leads you to become compromised. And this is about not wanting a sex addict, not wanting a drug addict to have control of the nation's top secrets at the end of the day. And so that's why this is kind of a little bit important, and it's not about morality at the end of the day.
Yeah, and to your point, Joe, Senator Mike Rounds, Republican again of South Dakota, said, all right, if you don't release the report, we can relive this whole thing in a hearing. We'll do our own investigation. This position as Attorney General is too important. So we'll see where this ends. The